Good morning. Happy Monday. I don't know. I think people might still be sleeping after the Super Bowl. That was a really exciting win for the Eagles. It's really interesting because I saw some content on social media leading up to the Super Bowl of the preparation in Philadelphia, and there were a lot of businesses that were making sure that their storefronts were protected, that their signs were taken down. Good morning. John was one of the ones sleeping from the Super Bowl.
What's up? I just woke up. Oh my god!
Imagine that you woke up just like this.
I know. Oh my god! This is my jammies. These are my jams. I just woke up right now. What a freaking blowout!
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting honestly for the score to be that. I wasn't expecting for the Chiefs to do that poorly.
Oh my god!
Surprising.
Mahomes at the end looked like he was gonna cry.
I'm
sure, and I don't blame him.
I
mean, it was terrible performance.
Tom Brady was saying that one of the years he thought he was going to win and didn't. He couldn't speak for like an entire day after because he truly believed, like embodied that he was going to win. So I'm sure a lot of those players were.
I mean, right? the thing is also this was going to be because Patrick Mahomes has 3 Super Bowl rings right now, which is crazy because he's young.
Yeah.
But what's crazy though is that this would have been, I think, only the second three-peat in history. If they won it back to back like that.
Oh my gosh.
So the fact that they got absolutely clobbered was insane. And it's funny because everybody I spoke to wanted the Eagles to win.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, oh, Eagles, like let somebody else win. Like they're like the new Pats. And then by like the halftime, everyone felt bad for them. They're like, well, let them score one or whatever.
Just like 1 or 2.
Yeah. Wild.
Well, I mean, it was unusual for a team like that. I was saying before you walked in though that I was seeing content on social media leading up to it of businesses preparing in Philadelphia, and some people were saying, like, is the NFL rigged? Because it seems like a lot of people knew the Eagles were going to win. But it is
honestly
and exciting for the team.
Dominant performance.
Yeah.
What a freaking like game. By halftime, everyone's like, it's over.
Yeah. That's how I felt.
Yeah. By halftime, I'm like, what am I doing here watching this still? Clearly, the Eagles, the Birds are taking this one and they're flying away with it. And they did, obviously. Mm-hmm. But putting that aside, talk to me about what were your favorite commercials? Do you have any?
Actually, I did have a favorite commercial. It was the OnCloud commercial. Did you see that one? I just thought it was
Roger Federer.
I just thought it was
Elmo.
So, yeah, I thought it was so cute and so clever. Like because it's something
it's
something I even have been like, is that an O or a Q?
Right.
Like their logo is a little bit funky. So
it is.
For them to play up on
Swedish.
That. What I really what I liked about it was that they took something that is commonly confusing for the consumer and they made light of it through like a dumbed down situation, right? You have Elmo on the screen talking about your ABCs, and that one stuck with me. What about you? What was your favorite?
So good. Honestly, I wasn't impressed with many. I wasn't like, wow. Like this year, I thought they were all kind of like boring. I liked the Elmo one because Johnny loves Elmo.
Yeah.
So Johnny was like, is that because like we were trying to watch the Super Bowl, but he wanted to watch Miss Rachel. and or Elmo. So on the big screen we had Miss Rachel playing, and on our little tablet we had the Super Bowl playing. And he glanced over for a second and saw Elmo and was like hooked on that for a second. So that was cool. But honestly, I think the Homes.com and the dude from Schitt's Creek. That guy is just fucking fire. Like,
yeah, he's funny.
Everything he touches is hilarious, and he's just so funny.
He's got like that wittiness about him.
But what I think that Homes.com did so well, so I think they selected the perfect rep in him because he's funny in every single commercial. But what they did was they made something that's not technically legal to say legal, right? So the whole commercial was based around, well, he was like, why can't we say Homes.com is the best? And they're having the conversation with the attorney.
Yep.
And the attorney's like, it's not legal. You can't say it. And he's like, well, what if we were to say X? And the whole commercial about saying it's the best without saying it's the best. And I just thought it was so funny. So that was my top one because I thought it was so creative and it was really good. And then the one thing that hit me hard now having like a daughter was the Dove one. It was like this little girl running. And essentially it was this little, I don't even know how old she was. Maybe she was like 4 years old or 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that. And she was running down the block, like super happy. And then she was like, right now her legs are unstoppable. But once she gets to a certain age, her legs are going to be unbearable because most women don't like their legs or don't like their body and body shaming and stuff. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and the way that they did it was so, I thought it was executed so well.
Yeah.
So that one hit me with the touching one. And then I think the third one was, I don't know if it was St. Jude's but it was one with a kid coming out and he was walking out like with like a boxing thing out of a hospital. And then it just showed him like, beating cancer essentially.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Those
one.
three for me were probably the top ones. The other ones I thought were so boring. Like the Dunkin' Donuts ones now kind of played out with what's his face? Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah.
And the rest of those people. But
yeah, Nikes I thought were really women centric too, kind of like what you were saying.
mhm.
Super women centric. I liked the one that was like, if they tell you can't do X, do it anyway. And
right,
they kept
just do it.
going over and over again. So that one was pretty empowering.
You can't win, so win.
Super women centric. They had 2
It really
commercial
was.
slots, and both of them were, which I was surprised about. But
well, it's on the back of the whole thing that just took place in the White House, which is interesting. I wonder if that's the response.
Maybe
because in the White House they just did the whole thing where men cannot compete in women's sports. I have no idea if that's why or whatever, but like good point. It was like Nike this year was only about women.
Yeah, super women centric, and then you had the
and Dove was all about women too.
And then you had the boob commercial.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that one actually. I was like, where are they getting at with this? But
I thought that too. I was like, wow, this is kind of bold for just flash bunch of boobs.
Right, I was like,
but I mean, the message was breast cancer.
Right, which is powerful.
Yeah, very powerful.
Early detection is the key.
Guess how much a 30-second commercial slot costs?
$8 million.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
$8 million.
Because I remember when Wix did it back in the day, it was like $1 million.
Yeah.
That was a couple of years back. I was actually long more, but anyway, but like $8 million. Did you see that whole comparison? It was
oh my God. From 1967.
It was like $12 for a ticket. Now it's $5,000 for a ticket. $8 million as compared to, I forget what they.
In 1967, it was $37,000 to
do Super Bowl ad? Which is wild then.
Yeah. Well, it's still a lot of money then, right?
That's still a lot of money now.
Yeah,
that's wild. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, but $8 million for 30 seconds.
For 30 seconds.
Woo. Oh my gosh! I hope it was worth it.
I know.
I can't justify that.
I know. But you know what? A lot of these companies. I mean, listen, the brands that did it, $8 million is not like crazy.
Nothing.
It's an ad budget, but
for the amount of people watching, there's some sort of lift. With it, right?
Yeah. But wow. Overall, I'm excited. I want to see what people think in the comments of the game and what your favorite commercial was. Because personally, again, like with us, like I was just blown away by how much the Eagles just crushed that team. Yeah.
What did you think about halftime?
I honestly, I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan.
No.
Like I don't really like Kendrick Lamar that much. He has some good music.
Especially because you're actually a Drake fan.
I love Drake. I know. It's like I had
the whole diss track at
feelings,
the end.
Right?
I
had some
realized
feelings.
that. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That's a good point. I do like Drake, and I was like, you know what, man. But honestly,
I thought the audio was shit.
Yeah, honestly, I because I was listening to it on a little tablet, so I couldn't
hear it.
I didn't get like the full experience.
Yeah, the audio
that could have been why too.
It wasn't connected to the broadcast. Like only the music was.
Really?
So you can hear him, but like really, really, really low. Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying they were disappointed with the performance.
So, you know, I think the thing for me though is just seeing on like a little tiny tablet while I'm listening to Elmo and Miss Rachel in the background was like, I like Super Bowl performances when it's like crazy visual too. You know, like if you have like Lady Gaga or if you have one of those crazy people who are like insane, like they have 5 different outfits. They're flying from the sky into the damn building. Like there's all these cool visuals happening. And I just felt like he was in the same outfit the whole time. It was the same people the whole time. It was like the same. It was pretty much the same thing. So from that aspect, I was like, all right, this is not crazy.
Kind of boring.
Yeah, but
we need like Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. If it was Drake, it would have been better. I don't know. If it was my Canadian Drake, I don't know. It would have been better. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh my gosh, it's funny.
Yeah, interesting.
I've been seeing a lot of businesses play off of the Super Bowl to continue their sales past the Super Bowl. So obviously a lot of brands use the Super Bowl for marketing leading up to it.
Right.
But my favorite notification that I woke up to this morning was Starbucks saying, hey, have a free coffee on us.
Yes. Did you do that yet?
No, after I leave here, that's exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, I told that to Jacqueline. I saw that on Instagram the other day, and it's like free coffee.
After the Super Bowl.
Feb 10. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't make that bigger, like throughout, because like that was a commercial after the Super Bowl was over.
The Starbucks.
Yeah, so I don't know if that was like a not. It doesn't feel like that was an $8 million slot. If it was, get your money back, Starbucks.
Yeah, definitely. Because I
But-
just saw it from the notification. And
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's really cool. And makes sense too. A lot of people are tired the next day.
Right.
You don't go in for
Right.
just a coffee. Then you'll end
No.
up getting something else, right?
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't. I mean, again, you know me. I'm not a coffee person. Actually, side note, I'm gonna plug this because I'm not getting anything obviously out of it. But I'm not a coffee person.
No.
But I do. But I recently have been drinking these like Zevia drink things, and it's like it has nothing in it. It's like zero everything, but has 120 milligrams of caffeine. But when I go to Starbucks for Jacqueline, every time I go to Starbucks for Jacqueline, which is a terrible experience every time I go.
Really?
No, not really.
Maybe for you.
It's not terrible. But like it's funny. It's like the Apple of coffee. I feel like because when I go, it's like it feels like people like holding the cup and sipping on Starbucks. Like it's like a status thing. I don't know.
It's the smell.
It just
when you walk in, you're just like,
yeah. It's like, but I love when you walk in to any coffee place or Starbucks especially, and you get somebody who's just like such a nice person, especially like whether it's drive-through or whoever's at the front. I just love conversating with people who are just super pleasant, super nice. And like it just sets the tone, especially when you're going there in the morning. Like I hate when you go somewhere and somebody's just like a drag.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. It does set the tone. It's customer service, right?
Yeah.
It's about the experience, which is also really important. I guess we can use that as a rise and grind topic. Like if you don't have the right people interacting with your customers, you could create a really poor experience.
Yeah.
And that's the exact example of that. I've had some shitty baristas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does my coffee still taste good?
I feel like maybe this, I don't know. I feel like when you go to Dunkin', you kind of get that experience more often.
Yeah.
Versus Starbucks. I feel like Starbucks is better culture.
Yeah.
I could be wrong in saying that, but it feels like when I go to Starbucks anywhere that I've been to a Starbucks against my will, it's like it's always the same. Like I feel like it's pretty consistent. Like you have like, you know, people who are more happy versus Dunkin'. I don't know if it's different, clearly different atmospheres, but like it just always, I feel like with Dunkin', it's always just so like brash and like 2 second.
It's a transaction, right? They're like, here, great, take your coffee.
Yeah.
You're done.
Shout out to my guy Lewis over there at Dunkin' in Point. My guy, we had a little combo with him at one time. Were you there for that? No, you weren't there, but it was Jamie, me, and Rob. But it's like, I don't know. Either way, to your point, and we've seen this time and time again, any business owners that are watching this, and I think people who are customers that I've definitely seen this too. If you're going to a doctor's office or you're calling a law office or if you're going to a restaurant, the one thing that I literally hate is when you get that like melancholy person who you feel like you're bothering. Like when you go to the host stand or if you're going to a doctor's office, there's so many times you go to the doctor's office and the person at the front desk is just such like a dick.
Yeah.
You know, excuse my language, but it's true. Like there's so many times where it's like they're just like so mean. And I'm like, why are you being mean? Like
I don't feel good. I don't want to be here either.
I just signed 12 different papers and you want me to sign 12 more papers. And I get it. Like maybe you don't want to be here. I don't know. But back to what you said earlier, I just want to emphasize that. It's like the people you have at the front of your business are the people who are giving that initial experience. They're the boots on the ground. And that's why it's so important the people who are your secretaries or the people who are answering the phones, the people who are giving your, you know, your customers the product or the service. It's so important that you have the right people. And because I've learned this personally, that like if you have the wrong people, you're going to be in a very bad position. Like you're going to be in a position where you're being represented improperly. And I've had that happen to me, but it's just so frustrating. And I get it, in franchises, we're going to be in positions where like not everybody's doing the right thing or people don't give a crap. But like the truth of the matter is like those people like are a reflection of your company. And that's why it's like crazy, especially it's going to be so wild to see like the next few years, what happens in this corporate world and the franchise worlds, like the CVSs of the world and the Walgreens. Like I went to Five Guys and it was crazy. Like I watched this crazy encounter where the dude who was like taking the orders was like being so rude to this guy. And this guy apparently was sitting here waiting for a while. And so he was pissed. And the guy, the kid who was working there looks at him and he goes, "Do you see all those tickets back there?" And the guy was like, Yeah. And he goes, that means we're busy. So be patient and go wait over there.
Oh my God.
Like I sat there and I was like, yo,
oh my gosh.
damn. And it's like, just like, that's the stuff that happens super, super often now. I mean, that was a little extra.
But you are seeing that more and more where it's like, whoa, where is your professionalism?
Right, like,
where is
dude,
your customer
relax.
service? Like,
Yeah.
geez, it is important to have the right people in the right places interacting with your customers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's everything. So anyway,
Mhm.
so for people out there watching, hopefully, you do have the right people, because it tends to be a really big issue, especially in this day and age right now.
Yeah, definitely. And that person on the other side probably isn't coming back. It gives them the ick about
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
All right. I think that's all we have today.
That's all she wrote for
Yeah.
today. All right. Well, guys, hopefully your team won for the Super Bowl. Hopefully some people made some monies off that. I'm not a big gambler. You don't gamble out there.
No.
Yeah. I didn't gamble on that whatsoever. And what's wild is we are in month 2 of 2025 already.
Oh my
which is insane.
gosh.
Month 2, we're rolling forward. I hope also people out there are healthy right now. My whole family has been sick for like 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Is the first time I'm out and wearing like a freaking jacket and like look like a normal human being. It's wild. I actually shaved yesterday. I looked homeless. But the whole thing is, at the end of the day, I hope everybody's healthy out there and getting after it in the new freaking year. And guys, we will see you next week. Happy Monday.